And welcome back, fellas, to Marriage or Hell Nah, the channel that's breaking down Reddit topics like none other in the business, where we look at things from the man's perspective. We cover relationships, marriage, divorce, thotty, cheating, infidelity stories, anything to help men make better decisions out here in this dating and marriage market. Happy Friday. You guys have made it to the end of the week. And on the channel here today, I'm excited to jump into a topic that I haven't really talked about in a minute. Because today we got a man who is in an age gap dating situation with an older woman. And personally, this is the bad type of age gap dating. Now, the good kind of age gap dating, in my personal opinion, is one where a man has had to go through things in his life. Maybe he's in his mid 30s or early or late 40s. He's achieved certain things in life. He's much more comfortable. He's in the position to be able to handle a wife. But the bad type of age gap dating is one like this, where you got these young men out here being involved with some of these older women. Jesus Christ, just look at that. I had to do it, fellas. It is Friday. I'm trying to have a little bit of fun with this. But when I see brothers be in situations like this, it makes me just want to cry. Looking at this woman looked like the damn crypt keeper. Now, with that said, I'm pretty sure we need to throw up our disclaimer to be safe with the YouTube people. So just know that this channel does not promote hate or harm of any kind. The only thing we are doing out here is trying to educate men to make better decisions out here in this dating marketplace. Now, as always, shout out to all my day one subscribers. I appreciate all the love. Now, any new people who might come across this channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, because you definitely gonna be entertained, but you also gonna learn a thing about how to stay safe in these streets. Without further ado, let's get into today's story time. Now, the title of this post is I, 32-year-old male, think I need to break up with my girlfriend, 43-year-old female, due to problems with our age difference. Let's talk about it, fellas. He starts off, my girlfriend and I have been together for just over a year, and overall our relationship has been good. Our 11-year age difference did not concern me at first because I thought we would have different expectations of our relationship, so I was very clear with my girlfriend about what I want in our relationship before getting too serious. Pay attention, fellas. We about to break this shit down to the molecule. Before we officially started dating, I straight up told her I want to take my time with everything and don't want to rush into anything. I told her that marriage was something I wanted, but definitely not in the near future, at least 3 years of dating. So he's trying to put her through some sort of vetting process. But watch how she tries to flip it as we go through this. I also told her I didn't want kids until I was married for at least 1 year. I was honest and direct on how I viewed the relationship at the start, so there was no surprises. She completely agreed with me on everything and told me that she was not in a rush, so nothing was holding us back. The first big problem in our relationship occurred right around 6 months. My girlfriend all of a sudden told me that she wanted to move in together despite only being together for half a year. I definitely didn't feel comfortable with this early in our relationship, so I told her that. I reiterated that I did not want to rush into anything and that I would feel comfortable moving in if we were together for a year. This caused some serious arguments between us. Okay, let's take a break here because I'm excited to break this shit down. So you got to keep in mind, right? When you're dealing with women, one thing we know about most women, I'm not talking about all women, but most women are perpetual goalpost movers. You can tell them one thing, but then all of a sudden, as the relationship goes on, you know how women are, bro. They always think that they can change anything that you say. So you tell her you only want kids underneath this type of circumstance, or you tell her that you only want to cohabitate or only be in a marriage underneath this type of situation. And what does? She starts thinking that she can change your mind and accelerate your timeline. You know why? Because your timeline is different from hers and she feels the pressure. No matter what these women say, we know that that clock is always ticking in the back of their minds. And if you are dealing with a woman who is 43 years old, bro, she'd have already crashed into that wall. That wall is undefeated. And this is her last chance at trying to get a man to be a partner with her, because any man her age is way too smart to be involved with her ass. But they always want to sucker you young guys. So here this man has completely laid out the foundation for what he is looking for in a relationship with this woman. And this woman fully agreed to everything. But 6 months in, she decides that that is no longer working for her. Why? More than likely, she probably put it on him, made him feel good about himself, gave him some of the best spicy time that he's had in a while. So she probably felt comfortable to say, you know what, now's the time, we love each other, move in with me, come save me, because the 40-year-old guy that wants nothing to do with me. And ladies, I'm not trying to make fun of you in that voice, but basically that's all you ladies are saying at that point, because you already know that most guys are not checking for you. But this is the part where I think he messed up. And I know you guys can't see it, so I'm just going to read it again. He mentioned that I would feel comfortable moving in together if we were together for at least a year. So in her mind, she's like, but we've been together for 6 months. We don't need to wait a year. Everything's going great. I'm giving you the best spicy time ever. I'm willing to do everything that you need for a woman. The reason why is because she knows there ain't nobody else coming to save her. Now let's jump back into the story. We have now been together for about a year, and recently some other concerns have been brought to my attention. Recently, while discussing moving in together, we both feel ready for it. She told me that she wants to be married by the time our 2nd year anniversary comes around, and that she wants to be pregnant. We are talking about a 43-year-old woman out here. And I'm going to pick back up that topic again in a second. I'm just going to leave that alone for right now. So she basically expects a proposal from me in the next few months. Dead that pork right then and there, son. That is a no-go, no bueno. I straight up told her that I am not ready to propose yet anytime soon, and reiterated again that I do not want to be rushed into anything I'm not comfortable with. This led to another big argument about our expectations of our relationship. Now I'm really doubting if this relationship is good for the both of us, since we have very different timelines about what we desire in our relationship, despite me being very clear about my expectations from the start. Now, a lot of other content creators out there, and shout out to those brothers. I'm not getting on those brothers, but I want to be very clear here. A lot of these content creators will tell you that you need to be very clear and direct when you're speaking with women. Let me tell you something right now. A lot of times you can be clear and upfront with these women, but these women have ulterior motives. And once they get you in a certain position, that is the time to bring up said subject. And that is what they try to do. This man was all upfront and open and honest with her. But what did she try to do? She tried to move the goalposts. But it doesn't surprise us, fellas. I don't want to feel pressure by my partner into anything, but this is exactly how I feel right now. I don't see a solution where the both of us are happy and fulfilled within our relationship. I think that I definitely need to narrow my future dating to only women who are younger than me, so situations like this don't occur again. Now, shout out to this man. He had to go through this situation in order to learn, but it's good that he finally has learned to leave these older women alone. Do you guys think there is any way to resolve this matter without anyone resenting each other? Or do I have to accept that it is over and search for a younger partner who is also not in a rush about the future? Now, fellas, this story just dropped the other day and it is picking up traction like none other. It's already got 484 comments on them. I had to really go sifting through these comments because a lot of these comments were women basically calling this guy some type of creep and asshole. I don't even get that, but that's just a bunch of women that's butthurt. But let's get into these comments that I did find. Now, the first person chiming in is actually a woman, and she goes, "For this particular relationship, it seems like breaking up is inevitable. For future relationships, you don't have to date someone younger, but you should continue being upfront with any future partner." Bullshit. This is another reason why we tell fellas on this channel as well as other channels, you got to be very careful about listening to women about relationship advice, because most of their relationship advice that they will give to you is going to be in benefit of the woman, not necessarily you. Why the hell would you sit up there after this experience trying to get with another older woman? No, you shouldn't even do that. But she's only saying that more than likely because she's an older woman. You can even use this relationship as an example for you not wanting to be pressured into something before you are ready, and explain what your rough timeline is. Again, over 1,800 likes on that comment. Now, the next comment comes from a man, and he's spitting some straight up facts here that I'm going to further expand upon here in just a second. Fertility is not the only issue. Once a woman passes 40, pregnancy and childbirth becomes sustainably more dangerous and more likely to be fatal, along with increasing the chances that the fetus will have birth defects. Women over 40 have way higher risk pregnancies. It's not something to joke around about. 63 likes on that one. And we already know most of the people liking that one is definitely men. Let me break this down a little bit further. So bear with me 1 second because I got to pull up some facts here. Now, fellas, being that the man spit some facts, I decided to do a little bit more research just to be able to bring some additional data points to you guys. And I found this article. This article comes from Forbes Health, but let's get into some of these facts, just so that way you guys can know what you're getting yourself into if you decide to get a woman over 40 pregnant. Goofy. A single IVF cycle, known as ovarian stimulation, egg retrieval, or embryo transfer, can range from $15,000 to $30,000, depending on the center and the patient's individual medication needs. Medication can account for up to 35% of those charges. At best, this price tag is daunting. For many of us, it sounds entirely out of reach, especially considering that many patients go through several cycles of IVF before conceiving or attempting other options. But there are ways to at least reduce the out-of-pocket costs of IVF. Your insurance may cover some of these procedures or medications involved in a cycle. And there are also grants, discount programs, and clinical studies that help qualified patients pay for all or part of the process. Low dose IVF, sometimes called mini IVF, is a less expensive option to explore as well, though it's not right for everyone. So let's talk about that, right? So in this first part up here, they're letting you know that if you get a woman pregnant who is over 40, more than likely she's going to need these types of treatments. And these treatments are very costly. So now you, as a younger man who can go out there and find a woman your age or even younger who can have a baby naturally and not have to go through some of these medical procedures. But if you decide to make a foolish decision and get an older woman pregnant, more than likely these are some of the costs that you can occur. And for women out there who want to talk about, oh, I'm just going to focus on my career, then you wake up one day and realize that your damn life is empty because you now have wasted your youth. And one day life smacks you in the face and says, this job is not going to make you happy. You need a sustainable relationship that involves family. And that's what we know brings women the most happiness. But this woman decided to delay for whatever reason, and now you can incur these costs that you're looking at here. And as they go on to the second part of it here, they're like, oh, it's costly, and we know it's rather expensive, but there are options down here in the third part. Now let's talk about these options. When you start talking about the foolishness that Mark Rubio has been up to over this last week down there in Florida, and if you live in the state of Utah, as an example, Utah has rules that men have to contribute to the insurance and the medical costs of these procedures. So you need to be very careful. It's almost like they're telling you, oh my God, this is going to be so expensive. But don't worry, there are options here. Por favor, señoras, calma. No, you don't need to remain calm. What you need to do is avoid this shit altogether. Now, in closing, fellas, a lot of young men are being suckered into thinking that this is a good idea, and it's absolutely not a good idea. But I'll also keep it real. A lot of the men who are younger, think about this man who's 32, probably going all the way down to 22. A lot of those men are very frustrated with the women of their generation. So they're looking for other options. And a lot of these older women who can't get a man, who's past the wall, who's past no man's land, they're looking for somebody to be able to come along and take care of them. So what they do is they present themselves like they want to be an asset to these younger guys. But all in all, this is what these older women are trying to do. They're going to get you in this relationship, give you the best spicy time you have ever had in your life, talk about how they're going to treat you like a king. And then one day they're going to move that goalpost and they're going to start bringing up topics such as marriage, commitment, and even wanting to have kids. And if these women have kids with you, I am telling you, it is going to cost you a whole lot of money. So my solution for the young fellas is, dude, be patient. Keep doing what you need to do to set yourself up to be financially successful. And then when you turn 40, or when you turn, let's say 38, you can go down there and get the 28-year-old or the 22-year-old and kind of mold her into being the woman that you want. But a 40-year-old woman is never going to be an asset for you, because one day, fellas, you guys are going to wake up and you're going to slap yourself upside the head silly because you are 32 years old, and then this woman that you turn around and look at, she going to be looking 10 years away from a century. So to all my young fellas, you have been warned in this video. It's all good to have practice with these older women, but you do not want to get into a long-term relationship or do something stupid like trying to get these women pregnant, because that is what they are trying to do, sucker you into a deal that is not beneficial for you. Now, with that being said, fellas, I'm about to be out of here. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I definitely will be enjoying mine with my friends. And later on tonight, I'm going to have to go get me my spicy Latina thing from Norcross. And we are going to see my man Chris Rock, who will be in the neighborhood tonight. If you guys get a chance, I hope you guys check out his show. But until then, fellas, I'll see you guys on Monday. Choose wisely. I'm out. Peace.